So we often talk about being able to get this 360-degree expansion of the rib cage. So you've got the front and the sides and the back of the rib cage expanding, and then the diaphragm pushing the guts down into the pelvic floor and getting that length in the pelvic floor. So it's like here, diaphragm flattens and contracts as the rib cage expands, pushes the guts down, and then the pelvic floor catches the guts and lengthens under load. And then when you exhale, the pelvic floor returns to baseline and the diaphragm domes back up as the rib cage comes back in, pulling the guts back up along for the ride. So kind of pulling pressure up off the pelvic floor. But if you have a shallow breathing pattern and you are breathing kind of up like this and you have to kind of lift your shoulders up and use your neck muscles to pull your rib cage up to feel like you can get a deep breath, it's going to be really hard to get that pressure and that length into the pelvic floor with an inhale. So I want to take you through a couple of exercises just to start to feel how that expansion changes when you get yourself into different positions. Okay, so the first one we're going to do is in a rock back position, and I'm going to use just a rolled up yoga mat right under my rib cage to block off the front of my body. So I'm just coming straight forward over my yoga mat and I'm blocking off those low front ribs. My hands are on the floor and my palms are just facing up. And I'm just thinking of gently pushing my elbows into the floor and keeping my sternum lifted. So I'm kind of keeping my gaze forward. So here, all I'm going to do is take a few breaths, thinking of that deep 360 breathing, so expanding into the whole body. And I just want to notice where pressure goes when I take that inhale. What I want you to notice is, when you do this, can you only feel pressure pushing into that yoga mat? Is it all kind of pushing forward? Or can you feel some pressure going into the back of your body too? So right between the shoulder blades, kind of where your bra strap would lie. Big inhale and try not to breathe up into the shoulders, up into the neck. We're keeping everything relaxed, back away from the ears. Gaze is forward, sternum is lifted slightly. So pressure forward, or can you feel a little bit of pressure back? So then the next thing I want you to be able to feel is, can you notice pressure pushing down into your pelvic floor, either in the back, so imagine you have pockets on your pants and there's pressure pushing right between those sit bones into where those back pockets are. Or can you feel pressure push into the front of your pelvic floor? So kind of think like where your bladder sits, is there pressure pushing there and does it feel uncomfortable? So taking another breath. Pressure down, can you feel it in your back pockets, or can you feel it in the front, or is it kind of even, or does it feel like it's blocked and it just can't even get past, kind of like here? So one more breath. Just noticing, can you let that tension go? Exhaling, letting any tension go. And consciously thinking of those back pockets. Can you breathe down into that space? Big inhale. I can really feel that pressure pushing down into the back, into those back pockets. And on the exhale, I kind of feel that pressure coming back off. Okay. So just some things to take notice of when you're doing these breathing exercises is, can you even feel pressure coming down into the pelvic floor, and can you feel it coming down into those back pockets? Or is it just pushing forward? Is it just pushing into the belly? Or can you only feel it up into around your neck? So we're just looking for information here about what your breathing pattern is like now, and things to think about going forward when you are then doing other breathing exercises like on the floor, which I'll show you next, can you feel that front to back expansion and some pressure pushing down? Or do you need to take it a step back and just focus on getting some breath down into the lower part of your body?